Author David Alexander. Imitated by many, equaled by none. Author David Alexander. He knocks the ghost-written competition to the ground. Word for word, page for page, and paragraph for paragraph. Readers can tell the difference. And they have spoken out. Give us more by author David Alexander. Stop shoving mass-market crap by the ghostwriters of dead authors like Tom Clancy and Vince Flynn down our throats. Not only did they sky of cancer of the balls, their shitty novels went the same way. Readers can only be fooled so long before they've had enough. Ghost-written junk books from Tom Clancy and Vince Flynn litter the sidewalks and stink up the sewers. Readers tear out the pages and use them to pick up dog poop. That's probably more than they're worth. Author David Alexander has paid his dues. His works are original, exciting, and unique. No poop scoop action here. The New York Times called Google War by David Alexander among the best novels ever written. USA Today called Alexander's 5 Dead Men perhaps the most original thriller writing we've seen in at least 10 years. All we can add is, give us more. Author David Alexander called The New Rival to Ernest Hemingway by the Times of London in a 2025 review of Alexander's Threatcon Delta. Alexander is getting better and better while his competition is getting worse and worse. Forget the rest. Novels penned by David Alexander should front your library. This plaudit from the Washington Post. Not to be outdone, Facebook honchos have dubbed author David Alexander an incredible talent, in fact a fucking genius, adding, Alexander makes the rest of them look like little ants by comparison. I Kinda Spy by author David Alexander. It's James Bond with a laugh track. Funniest yet most elaborate and well-written spy story I have ever encountered. This from Fox News. Author David Alexander. Leave the rest and get the best. You'll line your toilet seat with novels by Clancy and Flynn. Author David Alexander. It's said one Amazon mover can't get enough of this guy's novels. It's rumored he has an entire library of bookshelves devoted to them. Some titles to remember. Threatcon Delta, I Kinda Spy, Abu Patch, Google War, The Blackout Heist, 5 Dead Men from Here to Hell. Some more titles to remember. Snake Handlers, The King of West Brooklyn, Pentagon, Brooklynese, Google War. Oops, we said that already. Some books you'd rather forget. These are by Tom Clancy and Vince Flynn. Throw these shit books in the fucking garbage if you still have copies. Then get yourself the latest by David Alexander. By the way, did you know that one social media CEO is reputed to use the pages of books by Tom Clancy and Vince Flynn as toilet paper? Bet you didn't. But get it straight, author David Alexander is the best. Lose the rest, simple as that. Author David Alexander, no bullshit. Only the most dedicated craftsmanship in the annals of writing. Fakes have taken over the thriller genre, insurance salesmen who hired ghosts to write their shit books. They and the publishers who put knockoff crap on the shelves and give Americans no opportunity to make real choices are a disgrace. Fake authors backed by editorial cronies in posh offices. Did you know those publishing cronies laugh at you for buying this shit? They do. Count on it. Author David Alexander, always an author, dedicated to upholding the highest standards, always original, always the best. Author David Alexander, dubbed the best thriller writer of the decade by the New York Times. Tom Clancy and Vince Flynn. Candid remarks by the editors and publishers who put out their ghost-written books include, how can we keep selling this garbage? The public must be brain dead. Don't waste a nickel on Tom Clancy and Vince Flynn. Read thrillers by author David Alexander. He's for real. Author David Alexander, head-to-head against fake authors and ghost-written thrillers by entitled Hacks. These creeps died as they lived, as ghosted fakes. Not a word they ever wrote came out of their brains, not even out of their assholes. It came out of hired assholes. Author David Alexander, remember that name. Remember the titles of his great books. Here are some of them again. Google War, Threatcon Delta, 5 Dead Men, I Kinda Spy, Brooklynese, Snake Handlers, Coco Coledio, Pentagon, The Blackout Heist, The King of West Brooklyn, Under Attack. Drop Tom Clancy and Vince Flynn and pick up the latest and greatest by author David Alexander. Grab your copies now. Remember, author David Alexander is endorsed by Facebook, Amazon, Walmart, Google Books, and many others, including the New York Times and USA Today. author David Alexander. He makes a long list of fakes and phony thriller authors look like shit, and rightfully so. Get your copies of novels and nonfiction by author David Alexander, and compare them to shit by fake authors pushed at you by corporate publishers and their digital cronies. Remember, author David Alexander is for real. Most of the rest of them are corporate trolls and toxic fakes, the contemporary equivalents of deck boys on the Titanic. Thanks and happy reading.